The U.S. is not a friend of Israel. It is not a supporter of Israel. It does not really care about Israel living in peace, and it is not a supporter of Israel having security. The reality is that the U.S. is playing Israel. If the U.S. wanted Israel to live in peace and security, if the U.S. wanted to be a supporter, a true friend of Israel, it would have suggested to Israel to adopt the same values that it adopts for itself. A constitution, separation between government and church, a policy of a federal government, and other values that the United States Constitution has. But it doesn't suggest any of that to Israel. What the U.S. does instead is give free weapons to Israel. So why is the United States giving free weapons? Billions of dollars of free weapons. You don't just give free weapons not expecting something in return. Not only is the U.S. giving it now, it has been giving it for years and committed itself to do that for many years in the future. What the United States understood is that a Jewish state will always be in wars with the Palestinians and with some of its neighbors. And the United States has an interest, mostly economic and security interest, in the Middle East, and economic interest in the United States itself. So the United States understood that a Jewish state will never live in peace, cannot make peace. So what the U.S. decided to do is to control Israel, to have as much control as possible. And the best way to control a country that is going to be in perpetual war is to give it free weapons. When the United States gives free weapons and weapons systems to Israel, and when it commits itself to give future system of weapons, it makes Israel dependent on those weapons. The entire Israeli military system becomes dependent on the American system. So it cannot break away from the United States. And it needs free future weapons. And that's how the United States knows that it will always have influence over Israel, that it will always have major control over Israel's policy. The weapons are giving the United States of America influence, not only over Israel, but over the entire Middle East. Now, what I am proposing is that the United States will never give peace to Israel or to the Palestinians. I am saying that it is in the interest of Israel, in the interest of the Palestinians, and the entire Middle East, and in the interest of the United States, that Israel and the Palestinians will be in peace. And the best way to make peace is to create a federal government for the people of Israel and Palestine together. It is not possible to dismantle the Israeli government or the Palestinian governments. It is not possible to get rid of the American influence over Israel. But it is possible for the people of Israel and Palestine to take the future in their own hands and to say, enough is enough. We want to have control over our own future. And we want to have true peace. We understood already that a Jewish state is an obstacle to peace, but it cannot be dismantled. But it is possible to create a federal government, independent and separate from the Israeli government and the Palestinian government, a federal government mutual to the Palestinians and the Israeli people together, based on a constitution, based on separation of power, with a parliament, with an executive branch, and with a judicial branch that will meet day in and day out for the purpose of owning your own future, owning the safety of yourself and the security of yourself in a true way, in a respectable way,